Class 11, your important topic starts with introduction of Venn diagram. Okay, so what is a Venn diagram for sets? Okay, diagrammatic representation of sets, we can say. Till now we have seen different ways of expressing or representing a set. Okay, now this is when we represent a set through diagrams, then that is called as Venn diagram. Okay, so as you can see here, this is a Venn diagram here. So here children, we had talked about universal set. So in through diagram, when you want to show a universal set, a rectangle is used in general usually to represent the universal set. Okay, and then all the smaller sets, subsets of that universal set are denoted by circles here. Okay, and the elements of the set are here, these 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. These are elements of the set. So elements are shown by these dots within that circle representing the set. This is set A. See, this is how they have named it, and inside are the elements of that set. So that is when, this way, in through a diagram, when we are showing a set, that is called a Venn diagram. Okay, now you think of if you have more than one set, if you have two or more sets in question in a universal set, then see children, I've shown you these are three situations possible. Okay, if you have two sets, then two sets can be like this. We can have two circles which are no way where which are far apart. Okay, so this is the case of what we call as disjoint sets. Okay, disjoint, they have nothing in common. One set is elsewhere, the other one has nothing to do with it, it's somewhere else. Okay, the second situation can be we can have one circle on top of the other, little bit this way. These are overlapping sets. Okay, this is the case of overlapping. In such case, what will happen is they will have some elements in common. Okay, some elements here, some elements here, and few elements which will be present in A as well as in B. So such sets are called overlapping sets. Then this is another case, subsets that we were talking about. Okay, we said subset was defined as when every element of B is also an element of A. So you'll have one circle inside the other. So B is a proper subset of A. This is the case of proper subset, overlapping sets, and disjoint sets. Okay, so in your books, what they have shown you is first the case of proper subset. Okay, this diagram out here shows a proper subset. B is a proper subset of A. Then this is how we can represent it through a Venn diagram. That's your universal set. There are some entries which are neither in A nor in B. That is 1, 9, 7, 5, 3. Then there are some entries which are in A. Those are all these 2, 8, 4, 6 as well as 10. And B has only 4 and 6. So that is how you need to understand this. Okay, so the next topic they have introduced here is operations on sets. So like whichever theory, like in your junior classes you were introduced number system. So when you were talking about number system, there were operations on numbers that you had studied: addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. What you can do to two numbers, if you have two numbers, then what all can be done with those two numbers, that means operations. Okay, so operations for number system were addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, reciprocating it, and all whatever. Okay, so those operations. But now when you're studying set theory, so for set theory, what kind of operations are defined? Means if you have two or more sets, then what can be done to those two sets is what we need to. Okay, so the first operation on set, or if you have two sets, what can be done to it is this: union of two sets. We can find union of two sets. So what do you mean by union? That's the symbol for it as they've shown you here. Okay, A union B. There's a set A, another B, and if you put this, then that means finding union of two sets. And what do we do in union is we pick up all the elements of set A and also the elements of set B. We put them together. All elements of A as well as B are taken in A union B. And we already know that in a set, elements are not to be repeated. So like they've shown you an example out here, when there is this set 2, 4, 6, 8, another set B having 6, 8, 10, 12. So when you find its union, you will first write all elements of A, that is 2, 4, 6, 8. Then you will look for elements of B. 6, 8 are already there here, so you will not repeat them, and the remaining will also be put in here, that is 10 and 12. So this gives you A union B. All right. Then there will be some properties of now children, the properties of operations of union. जैसे आपने addition subtraction पढ़ा है, so for those also you had certain properties that are satisfied by addition, multiplication, not satisfied by minus and subtraction and division. Likewise, if you're finding union of two sets, what all can happen? So the properties of operations of union. Okay, so A union B will be exactly same as B union A. If you do it with the help of example, you can easily verify that. And like for numbers, this used to be known as commutative law. Here also this is called commutative law. Addition is commutative. A plus B is equal to B plus A. Same way, A union B will be equal to B union A, commutative law. Then associative law also you are familiar with. We can put them in any order. So finding A union B first and then considering union with C will be exactly same as finding first A union B, sorry, B union C, and then considering its union with A. So associative law is also true for union. Then next is your law of identity element. Remember, identity of addition used to be 0. 0 added to any number gives you the number itself. So we used to say additive identity is 0. Multiplicative identity used to be 1. Any number multiplied by 1 gives you the number itself. So likewise, for sets, for union of two sets, additive, the identity element, for union would be null set. Because when you will find union of any set will null set, you will get the set itself. क्योंकि null set में तो कुछ नहीं होता है, तो उसमें कोई change नहीं आएगा. There is nothing more you will have to add. Okay, so null set we say is the identity for union of two sets. Next is your idempotent law. That means if you find union of any set with itself, it will give you the set itself. Quite obvious. Okay, then if you consider universal sets union with any set, then you get the whole universal set. But obvious, क्योंकि हम क्या बोल रहे हैं कि हम यूनियन करने में सारे एलिमेंट्स ले लेते हैं ऑफ वन पर्टिकुलर सेट. तो जैसे ही हमने यूनिवर्सल सेट रखा, यूनिवर्सल सेट इज द बिगेस्ट सेट जहां से हमने सारे सेट्स पिकअप करें. तो यूनिवर्सल सेट में तो ऑटोमेटिकली सारे एलिमेंट्स आ गए. सो इट्स यूनियन विद एनी सेट यू कंसिडर, you end up getting the whole universal set. All right, the next operation, children, on sets is intersection of two sets. The symbol for that is this. Union का उल्टा हो गया, A intersection B, that is read as A intersection B. Now what we do in intersection is we find the common elements. Intersection means we need to find all the common elements of the two sets. Okay, like I'll see if there's any example. Okay, let's see this one only. For instance, this is a set A 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 till 10 and B is 2 3 5 7. Now when we are finding intersection of these two sets, we look for common elements. So 1 is here but not here, so will not be included. 2 is here as well as here, so 2 will be included in the intersection. 3 was here as well as here, will also be included. 4 is here but not in the other set, leave that. 5 is present in both, will also be included. 6 is only here, not included. 7 here as well as here will be included. Then 8, 9, 10 are seen in A but not in B, so will not be included. Okay, so when we are finding intersection, we got it as 2, 3, 5, 7. And it so happens that this comes out to be exactly same as B. That was because B was a proper subset of A. तो जब भी कोई सेट किसी और का प्रॉपर सबसेट है, तो दैट हैज टू गिव यू इन द इंटरसेक्शन द स्मॉलर और द सबसेट. ओके, उसके सारे एलिमेंट्स आ जाएंगे. ओके, बट दिस इज अ पर्टिकुलर केस. एट टाइम्स यू माइट गेट सम एंट्रीज प्रेजेंट इन लाइक द एग्जाम्पल दैट वी सॉ अबव. उसमें आई थिंक देयर वर ओनली 6 and 8 वर टू कॉमन एंट्रीज. That's all. इसमें 10 and further 12 था and उसमें बाकी थे. Okay, so intersection means common elements, not a difficult concept. I think you'll get it. Okay, so here next they are telling you, which I've already introduced, disjoint set. See, if intersection of two sets is a null set, they have nothing in common. So उनका figure कुछ ऐसा आएगा, A elsewhere, B elsewhere, nothing in common. So this is the case of disjoint set, right? Now the properties of operations of intersection. So like union, intersection is also commutative, means whether you find A intersection B or B intersection A, you get the same answer. It is associative as well. Right, so whether you find first A intersection B and then intersection with C will come out to be same as if you find B intersection C first with intersection of A, right? And now then we will be looking for okay, then they are telling you that if you find intersection of any set with null set, you always end up getting null set, because null set has nothing. So what will be common in both? Nothing. So you get as null set. Okay. Then if you find intersection of any set with the universal set, that's the biggest set, और ये इसका proper subset होता है. अभी हमने example में भी वही देखा, proper subset था तो intersection में वही answer आ रहा था. So U intersection with any set will give you that set. Okay. Then this is again idempotent law, that intersection of a set with itself is the set itself. Then this is intersection distributing over union. Like multiplication used to distribute over addition. You studied that distributive law. Same way here also intersection distributes over unions. That is A intersection of B union C will be A intersection B union A intersection C. Now children, next what you can see is how we can use Venn diagrams to show particular operations. Okay, like they've shown you here. Suppose this is any universal set with having sets A, B and C. Overlapping sets हैं ये. Okay, so ये देखो ये shading करके we show. When I have shaded this whole, this means B. This means whole of C. So this would be B union C. B and C दोनों हमने साथ में ले लिए combine करके. So this represents B union C. Okay, the next one as you see out here, this portion is common to A as well as to B. Okay, ये circle A का है, ये B का है. The shaded portion is falling in A as well as B. तो common हो गया तो intersection हो गया, A intersection B. Right? The next figure here, A intersection B union C. So when you do B union C, you get this whole, these two circles. This was B union C, right? And then A is this other leftover circle. So ये B union C था, ये पूरा A था, तो इनका intersection क्या होगा? This portion is common to B union C intersection A. तो थोड़ा आपको visualize करना पड़ेगा. It's not difficult. Okay, you just have to imagine. Okay, this much portion is representing B union C, and now this whole circle is A. So what is common to A as well as B union C? That was only this portion that they have shaded here. Right? Likewise, A intersection C will not be difficult. A circle, C circle, and the common portion is here. Right? And then this is, they were verifying the distributive law. That is what they are trying to do here. Okay, so there it was said that here you have worked out your A intersection B union C, which we got the shading as this. And now if you consider A intersection B, which we have shown in this figure, this shading, and then A intersection C, that is this shading. तो इन दोनों का अब आपको यूनियन लेना है. तो यूनियन होगा तो ये पोर्शन पहले वाले में शेडेड है, ये सेकंड में. सो अगेन यू विल गेट बैक दिस शेडिंग. सो फ्रॉम हियर यू कैन कंपेयर that when you shaded A intersection B union C, that came out to be this, and here A intersection B union with A intersection C is also coming out to be the same. Hence verified that this law is true. Okay children, next operation that we have is difference of sets. We've studied about finding union, finding intersection, and now difference of two sets. So difference जैसा otherwise भी होता है, you remove the elements of the second set, like A minus B and B minus A. If this is your set A, this is your set B. So when I say A minus B, all elements of A have to be removed which are also in B. Like you see 2 here and 2 here. So you'll eliminate this 2 from here. Okay. So 1 आएगा because B में नहीं था. 2 हट जाएगा because that was in B. Then 3 will come. 4 is also in B, so you'll remove 4 from here. That will not be included. Then you have 5 will come because it is not in B. 6 was in B, has to be removed. Okay, so A minus B. All elements of A which are present in B have to be excluded. Now when you are doing B minus A, so from B one by one we can keep checking the elements here. 2 is here, is also in A, so will be removed. 4 is also in A, will be removed. 6 is also in A, will be removed. 8 was not in A, so 8 remains. So when you are finding B minus A, you will get a singleton set having only one entry, which is 8. Okay, and clearly as you can see, A minus B is definitely not equal to B minus A.